Now things get trickier. We need to solve. Don't make it harder than it is, though. Let's keep going. If I have square root of 2 times cosine theta plus 1, then I would subtract 1 from both sides. And that's going to cancel those out, and I'm going to have square root of 2 cosine theta equals negative 1. Well, now we're going to divide by the square root of 2. Okay, fair enough. And that gives me cosine theta equals negative 1 over square root of 2. Oh, there we go. Now we'll find it on the unit circle. I don't see it. No. That's okay. That's okay. We can do this. Let's rationalize this denominator. We're going to multiply by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. That gives us negative square root of 2 over 2. And now I'm really asking, okay, what are the, when I have x values on the unit circle that are negative square root of 2 over 2, what are the angle measurements? And we're going to write that down. So here we go. Negative square root of 2 over 2, those are my x values because we're dealing with cosine. So blink, there it is, 135 and blink, 225. 135, 225. 135 degrees, 225 degrees. And we're also going to put these in radians. So my final answer for radians will be in red. So I'm looking at the 135. I could convert it if I wanted to, but 3 pi over 4 also works. Just look at it. Convert it, meaning radians over degrees equals pi over 180. And then 225, looking at the unit circle, that would be 5 pi over 4. All right, you ready for a crazy one? I am. Cosine squared minus 1 equals 0. Hopefully you're seeing a couple different ways to attack this one. You could, cosine squared equals 1. You could do that. And then you can square root. By the way, I think it's worth saying here, this may be the very first time you've ever seen it. If I write cosine squared of theta, it's the same thing as if I write cosine of theta all squared. That is not to be confused with cosine of theta squared. That would mean that I'm just squaring my theta and then I'll cosine it, okay? These two are equivalent. This one is not. So this is kind of a shorthand for this. That's what that means. All right, moving on. We're going to square root both sides, and we will do plus or minus. Cosine of theta equals plus or minus 1. I want everywhere that cosine could be 1 or negative 1. Cosine is the x value. So where is cosine equal to 1? The x value 1. Oh, it must be at 0. But don't include 360. See, because the direction said, yeah, use 0. Don't use 360. Same with radians. Use 0, not 2 pi. So it's 1 here. It's negative 1 here. So at 0 and 180 degrees. Fair enough. So at 0 degrees and 180 degrees. And then we'll put another answer as well. So theta could also equal, in terms of radians, 0 radians or pi radians. All right, now if you're like, man, that was fun, but I wouldn't have thought to do it that way, I noticed it differently. Good for you, because we're going to do it differently right now. If I start back at the beginning, I could factor this as the difference of squares that it is. This is cosine theta plus 1, cosine theta minus 1. We'll set that equal to 0. Cosine theta plus 1 equals 0. So cosine theta equals negative 1. And then cosine theta minus 1 equals 0. So cosine theta equals positive 1. We get the same place, right? Same thing. All right, let's move on to the next one. We'll subtract 1 from both sides. That gives us square root of 3. Tangent theta equals negative 1. We're going to divide by the square root of 3. And that's going to give us negative 1 over the square root of 3. Don't like radicals in the denominator. They make me angry. Negative square root of 3 over square root of 9, which is 3. I'm looking for where tangent, that is the number floats around on the side on the unit circle. It's y divided by x. Looking for where tangent is negative square root of 3 over 3. We're going to find it. There it is, but it's positive. So it's here. It's 150. And let's go right straight across. 330. So 150 and 330. Theta is 150 degrees, 330 degrees. All right. Here we go. Let's use the degree, radians as well. 5 pi over 6, 11 pi over 6. 5 pi over 6, 11 pi over 6. There we go.